Welcome to How to Pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents over at algebravideotutor.com. My name is Guy Houtman and I'll be introducing myself in just a few minutes, a little bit more formally. But just to make sure you are in the right place, number one, you are worried that you might fail the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. Take this person on Twitter, 1111, make a wish. I pass my Algebra Regents when I retake it next month so I don't have to live through Algebra 1 hell twice. Does that sound like you? Then you are in the right place. Number two, you don't understand what the question is asking you on the exam. Number three, you have trouble answering the short answer questions. Does that sound like you? Go ahead, raise your hand. I know a lot of students say that. All right, but if you stay until the end, number one, you will learn how to answer the easiest and most commonly asked concepts on the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. Number two, you'll also learn how to handle multiple choice and those short answer questions. And number three, learn how to get a guaranteed 65 plus on the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents so that you can graduate from high school. Okay, take this email here from Josiah. Hey, Guy, how I passed my Algebra 1 Regents with a 78. Thanks for your help. Hopefully, I'll be able to do the same for you. I've actually also been called a magician by somebody. Here, take a look at this email that I got from Rachel after the June 2017 Regents. It says, I got a 79 exclamation point. My mother thinks you are a magician because these were my marks this whole year. 12, 18, 45, 55, 62 and a half, 61, 21, 59, 58, and 64. This girl didn't pass a single exam. But somehow you managed to help me get a 79 on this region, even when my 6th grade math teacher said on this matter, she is a lost cause when it comes to anything with numbers. And when my 8th grade math teacher sent me out every day because she didn't want me in her class because of how badly I didn't understand what she was teaching. So this is a miracle. There are no other words for what this is other than thank you. Wow. Well, not exactly a magician, but this is me. My name is Guy Houtman, and I've been teaching for over 15 years. I am a New York State licensed teacher, both in public and private school settings. As a high school student myself, I attended Staten Island Tech, and then I went on to graduate from SUNY Binghamton, and I currently work at a New York City public school. I'm also the creator of 50 Ways to Pass the Living Environment Regents, 100 ways to pass the chemistry regents, 70 ways to pass the physics regents, and 40 ways to pass the geometry common core regents. But more importantly, 30 ways to pass the algebra 1 common core regents. Okay, so here's basically what I did. I went through 6 recent algebra 1 common core regents exams to find the easiest and most commonly asked concepts and put that into a video series called 30 ways to pass the algebra 1 common core regents. You should have received these study guides when you signed up. Okay, and basically this is showing you how all the different concepts could have been used on, this is the June 2016 Algebra 1 Common Core Regents, and all together when everything's said and done, you needed let's see here, 27 points to pass with a 65. Well, you could have earned 48 points. I know it might be hard to see, but 48 points you could have earned to end up with a 79. All right, and that was on June 2016. Well, here on the January 2017 Algebra 1 Common Core Regents, again, 65 right up here, you need 27 points. Okay, June 2017, 65, 27 points. And August 2017, 27 points. So that is going to become the magic number. Okay, that's the number that you need and you want to pass. Now that's 27 points, not 27 questions. Okay, each question at least is 2 points. So you could get like 13 or 14 multiple choice questions right and pass with a 65. Okay, but I'm going to show you to do a little bit more than that. Okay, my goal for you is to easily and confidently pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents in the shortest amount of time, even if you fail the exam many times before. Okay, and so Maseni sent me this email a while ago saying, thank you. I'm so happy. I took this test about 5 times and never got near a 70, but I score 73. Yes, thank you. Okay, so hopefully I start to get emails from you guys as well after by the time I'm done through with you. And so here's basically how it's going to work. I'm going to show you questions from older exams like these two from June 2016. It's a multiple choice question. August 2016 had a short answer question, and both both of these questions have to do with way number 16 on how to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. In more detail, it has to do with linear versus exponential situations. All right, and even though there you could read the written explanation, what I'm going to do is I'll show you the video for way number 16, and then we're going to come back and I'll show you how to answer these questions quickly, confidently, and correctly. Okay, so let's go to the video for way number 16. Way number 16 on how to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. The word linear defines a situation that changes at a constant rate. So in this question from the January 2015 Algebra 1 Regents, can you guess which table of values represents a linear relationship? Well, for every equal interval of 1 in the x value, there needs to be an equal difference in the value for f of x, making the answer choice 3. The other three tables, as well as the table from this question from the June 2014 Algebra 1 Regents, represent exponential growth, which is a situation that changes at an increasing rate. Since the numbers increase at an increasing rate, this is considered exponential growth, and then the graph would have a steep upward curve. Exponential decay would be the opposite, with a decrease in numbers at an increasing rate. Linear functions can be both positive and negative, but the lines will be straight due to the constant rate, like in choice 4 of this question from the August 2014 Algebra 1 Regents. And although choice 2 shows exponential decay, also known as depreciation, the words compounded, doubles, or triples should scream out exponential growth to you, making the answer choice 3, especially since a population initially has 20 birds. But even if they don't show you a graph or present you with a table of values, you'll most likely see the words compounded, doubles, triples, decays, or depreciates, all of which have to do with exponential growth or exponential decay. Anything else will have to be linear. We'll wrap it all up with these two short answer questions from two different Algebra 1 Regents exams. Since t of x changes at a constant rate, t of x is linear. And finally, since b of x changes at an increasing rate, exponential is a better choice. All right, that was the video for way number 16 on how to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents on linear versus exponential growth. And as you could see here in the first question, the multiple choice, what you want to do is look for one that changes at a constant rate in order to be a linear function, which is going to be f of x, since they change by 7, 7, and then it's 2, 4, 8, 3, 5, 7, 6, 10, 14. You get the idea? That's what you want to look for, right? So for every change in the x value, there's a constant rate of change in the y values. All right, and so for August 2016 here, they tend to ask and repeat the same types of things. You saw that? So this had a 2, 4, 8 growth mechanism here. So that is going to they want to know, is it linear or exponential, and explain your answer. So we're going to go with exponential should be used because the pattern does not increase at a constant rate. That's the difference between linear and exponential growth. And now you know how to recognize it, and now you know how to explain it. All right, and to carry this even further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the January, June, and August questions from the 2017 exam and take a look at this. Multiple choice, exponential growth. Now, as you saw in the video, when you see any of these words here, compounded, doubles, triples, that's going to be your answer for exponential growth. And that means the other choices are going to be linear, right? A rate of 2 gallons per minute, 2 gallons per minute, 2 gallons per minute, or grows 6 inches every week. That's linear. Okay, a constant speed of 25 miles per hour. That's that word right there. So that's linear. But doubles, triples, okay, even decay or depreciate, those are exponential terms. All right, June 2017, they're asking here about linear functions. All right, remember, constant rate of change. So we want not equal factors, but how about equal differences? Remember, one changed by 7 and then 7 and then 7. So that's an equal difference over equal intervals. We're going to go with choice 3. All right, then August 2017 had a short answer question, and they want you to determine and state whether the sequence 1, 3, 9, and 27 displays exponential behavior. And you're going, well, this goes up, looks like it's 1 times 3, 3 times 3, 9 times 3. Um, Now, even though it's multiplying by 3. It's not changing at a constant rate. Okay, so what you're going to say is that it displays exponential behavior because each number it's tripling. That's power of 3. That's not a constant rate. Even though it's 333, it's multiplying. Okay, by 3, not adding 3. All right, so that's basically multiple choice and short answer questions from three different exams. And you know what? There's a multiple choice question. They had two questions on the same exam. This comes from the August 2017 Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. It said the highest possible grade for a book report is 100. The teacher deducts 10 points for each day. That's like this, 2 gallons per minute. 25 miles per hour, right? This is going to be a linear situation. Linear is a constant rate, 10 points each day, or 6 inches every week. That's constant. That's linear. Same thing over here. All right. And so, if you are getting any value out of this so far, let me know. Take a picture of this, take a screenshot of this, and if this guy is going to help you pass the Algebra and Common Core Regents, I want to hear from you. Let me know. Again, put this picture on your social media accounts and hashtag it with Algebra Video Tutor. I'll look up that, and that will let me know. It'll be greatly appreciated. All right, and as soon as you're done doing that, come right back here because we're about to go to this next concept here where question 37. Question 37 is the last question on the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. It's one students have the most trouble with. It's a short answer question. It's usually 6 points. Well, I'm going to show you how to destroy question 37 questions on the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. We'll start off with these two. This deals with writing a system of equations. That's usually the first thing that they ask you to do, followed up by a few other follow-up questions, which is where they come up with the 6 points. Now, with the writing of the system of equations, that deals with way number 8. So that's going to be the focus of this right now. And way number 8 has to do with writing and solving a system of equations using the elimination method. Okay, and then again, there's your explanation. But before I show you how to do this, what we'll do is we'll go to the video for way number 8, and then we'll come back and I'll walk you through step by step of how to do that. All right. Way number 8 on how to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. When writing and solving a system of equations, you may want to use the elimination method. Let's see how this works using the following question from the June 2015 Algebra 1 Regents. First, you want to identify your variables, so if Moe's farm stand sold a total of 165 pounds of apples and peaches, we'll let A equal apples and we'll let P equal peaches so that A plus P equals 165. She sold apples for $1.75 per pound and peaches for $2.50 per pound. If she made $337.50, how many pounds of peaches did she sell, with writing the equations being the second step? The third step would be to multiply one equation by a value that will cancel out one variable when adding the two equations together. After combining whatever is left over on both sides of the equation and solving for the missing variable, you will end up with the correct answer. Let's try this again with another multiple choice question from the August 2015 Algebra 1 Regents, where this time they're selling candles. So we'll let S equal small candles and we'll let L equal large candles to identify our variables. Last week, a candle store received $355.60 for selling 20 candles, which is a combination of small and large candles. Small candles sell for $10.98 and large candles sell for $27.98, which completes both equations. To solve for the number of large candles, multiply one equation by a value that will cancel out one variable when adding the two equations together. After combining whatever is left over on both sides of the equation and solving for the missing variable, you will end up with the correct answer. This even works for short answer questions like this one from the January 2015 Algebra 1 Regents. Equation 1, however, will refer to Jacob, and equation 2 will refer to Zachary, who both buy popcorn and drinks at the movies. Jacob spends a total of $18.25 on 2 bags of popcorn and 3 drinks. Zachary spends a total of $27.50 on 4 bags of popcorn and 2 drinks, which completes the writing of a system of equations. For additional credit, we can determine the price of a bag of popcorn and the price of a drink by multiplying one equation by a value that will cancel out one variable when adding the equations together. After combining whatever is left over on both sides of the equation and solving for the missing variable, you will end up with one of the correct answers. To solve for p, you can take either one of the equations and substitute the value of d into the equation so that when you isolate p, you end up with the correct answer. All right, that was way number 8 on how to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. So we're going to, number 1, identify our variables. We're going to write the equations, and then we're going to multiply one equation by a value that will cancel out one variable when adding. That way we can eliminate it and solve for the other variable. Here, let me show you. So they told you right here to let x equal the price of one package of cupcakes and y to equal the price of one package of brownies. So that's identifying your variables. Now, you're just basically going to, write the next thing that it says here. So 3x plus 2y is equal to 19. Well, where'd I get that from? Well, that's here. Franco bought 3 packages of cupcakes, that's a 3x, and 2 packages of brownies, that's the 2y, for $19, right? And then do the same thing for Carol. Carol bought 2 packages of cupcakes and 4 packages of brownies for $24, okay? Just from doing that alone, just that, if you stopped right there, you'd get 2 points. Right? You wrote a correct system of equations and no further correct work is shown. Now, there are other parts to this question, which again, why it's a 6-point question. So the next thing they want you to do is to determine the exact cost of one package of cupcakes and the exact cost of one package of brownies in dollars and cents and justify your solution. So now we get into step 3 of way number 8, which is the elimination method. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply one equation by a value that will cancel out one variable when adding. Now you see here, when I multiply this whole equation by -2, I end up with a -6x. And then here, -2 plus 2y is a -4y. That's what's going to be eliminated, right? They cancel each other out. A +4 and a -4y cancel each other out. And don't forget to distribute across the whole thing. So 19 and -2 gets you to -38. So that is what you're going to do. You're going to add everything up. We're eliminating the 4y's, so you should end up with -4x is equal to, and that works out to -14. You want to divide both sides by -4 to get the x by itself, and x is going to be equal to $3.50. Now don't forget, x was the cupcakes, so that is how you get the cost of a cupcake. It's $3.50. Now, how do you get the cost of a brownie? We're going to substitute the $3.50 that we just got here for a cupcake into any equation here. So you could put that here. All right, so let's do that one first. We're going to put the $3.50 right here. So 3 times 350 plus 2y equals 19. That works out to 1050 plus 2y equals 19. We're going to subtract 1050 from both sides. You end up with 2y equals 850. And then divide both sides by 2. And you end up with the cost of one brownie in dollars and cents, $4.25. And one way to check it would be to plug in the 350 here for the x and the 425 for the y, and make sure that it works out to 24, which it does. All right. And that now another thing they wanted you to do is to graph it. Now that is actually a completely different concept. That's like way number 11. The focus of this video we're in right now is way number 8. So we're going to leave the graph part out of it. I want to focus on writing a system of equations and how to use those equations to determine the exact cost of something like they did here. Okay. Now that with the equations and with the determining work here, you could get 2 additional points for a total of 4 points if you left the graph out. Now, if you know how to do graphs, or if you learn that from way number 11, you could get additional 2 more points. But right now we're at 4 points on the June 2016 just from way number 8. Okay, let's go to August 2016, a very similar question here. So what we're going to do is, this is the first thing, we've identified our variables with J being juice boxes and W being bottles of water. And here, for we're writing the equations now. If it says here one teacher purchased 18 juice boxes, that's this, plus 32 water bottles, they spent 1992. The other teacher purchased 14 juice boxes, 26 bottles of water, and spent 1576. That right there. See here, they told you what the variables were. That was step 1, and that was step 2. That's 2 points. Now the follow-up, okay? Kara said that the juice boxes might have cost 52 cents each and that the bottles of water might have cost 33 cents each. Use your system of equations to justify that. It's not possible, okay? So they're basically telling you what numbers to put for juice boxes and for water bottles for Kara, okay? Now, so let's plug that in to one of the equations. All right, so we have 14 times 52. All right, and all you need to do is show that they are not equal for additional credit. Okay, now solve your system of equations to determine the actual cost in dollars for each juice box and each bottle of water. Here comes the elimination method. Okay, so we're going to go back to our original equations, but now we are multiplying. Now, I will say sometimes you may need to multiply more than one equation, especially if the numbers don't work out nicely. But the main goal here is that, as you could see in the work shown, the top equation was multiplied by -7 throughout, and the bottom one was multiplied by 9. And the whole reason why they did that was to get to this to be the same so they could be eliminated. Okay, so you may need to think about or come up with some numbers to eliminate one of the variables. By eliminating the j, we can solve for the w, and that's exactly what happened here. So -7 gets you this, multiplying that, and +9 gets you this. You add everything up, you eliminate the J's, and you end up with the cost of one bottle of water is 24 cents. You could then plug in that 24 cents into any one of the equations to get the cost of a juice box. And for doing all this, writing the equations, proving this wrong, and getting the cost of each juice box and bottle of water, that's 6 points from the last question, right? Here are the first parts. Okay, you gave a correct justification for this part, and correct work is shown to find J being 68 cents and W being 24 cents. That's 6 points. That's August 2016, but we're not even done. January 2017. Question 34 wasn't the last question, so this is going to be worth a little less, but all you're doing is writing and solving a system of equations to determine the price of one plain pizza. Okay, so first of all, it said 2 friends went to a restaurant and ordered 1 plain pizza and 2 sodas. Okay, their bill totaled $15.95. Later that day, 5 friends went to the same restaurant. They ordered 3 plain pizzas and each person had 1 soda. Their bill totaled $45.90. Okay, so for here is the work shown, and basically I'll explain everything that's going on here. So in the first scenario here, so that's 2 friends went to a restaurant. They ordered 1 plain pizza, that's the 1P, and 2 sodas. So that's 2S. They use P for pizza, S for soda. 1 pizza plus 2 sodas. They spent $15.95. That was easy. Okay. In the second scenario, 5 friends went to the same restaurant. They ordered 3 plain pizzas. That's your 3P. And each of those 5 people had 1 soda. So 5 S's. And they spent $45.90. Now doing that alone will get you 2 points. Okay, but we want to continue here to get to solve for the price of 1 plain pizza. So what we're going to do is step 3 is multiply one equation by a value that will cancel out one variable. That's the elimination method. Now the work here doesn't necessarily show it, but the student actually still got credit here. All right, they multiplied. Let's see here. They made the 2 and the 5 equal to tens. Now, one of these tens should have been negative. One of these tens should have been negative, so it cancels out, but he didn't show it here. But anyway, we multiply the entire first scenario by 5. Okay, so that's why it's 5p plus 10s equals that multiplied by 5. And multiply the entire second scenario by negative 2. So when you do 3 times negative 2, it should be a negative, and it should work out to be a negative 10 here. And what you're going to end up with is a negative 1 here, divide both sides by negative 1, and one pizza will be $12.05. Okay, and for doing that, writing the equation, solving for a slice pie of pizza, right, correct system of equations, 1205, and you show your work, that's 4 points. And that was on the January 2017 Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. Let me show you how it happened on the June 2017 Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. Again, write a system of equations to model this situation where x represents the number of years since 2010. Central High School had 5 members on their swim team in 2010. Over the next several years, the team increased by an average of 10 members per year. The same school had 35 members in their chorus in 2010. The chorus saw an increase of 5 members per year. So then the follow-up, they wanted you to graph it. Okay, again, that's reserved for a separate way. We're focusing on writing a system of equations, and then you had to explain something about the graph, but all we're going to focus on right here is writing the system of equations. So the first scenario, okay, they had 5 members on their swim team, so that's what the plus 5 is. And then over the next several years, the team increased by an average of 10 members per year. That's the first equation. The same school had 35 members, so that's the plus 35 in their course 2010, and then they saw 5 members per year increase, so that's the 5x. That right there is 2 points. Correct system of equations written, no further correct work is shown. Okay, again, leaving that out, the graph part. This is something Sonny emailed me after one of the regents. He said, this was great. I finally knew how to do the question 37. This made me see how easy it is to get through what it's asking, even if I ain't know what they was asking, and I learned how to answer short response questions. Okay, then again, that was June 2017 for 2 points. And then August 2017, they had this question, question 37, the last question, for 6 points. It says Zeke and 6 of his friends are going to a baseball game. Their combined money totals $28.50. At the game, hot dogs cost $1.25 each, hamburgers, so they're telling you what the cost of each is here. And sodas, that's hamburgers $2.50, sodas is 50 cents each. Each person buys 1 soda, and they spend all $28.50 on food and soda. So they want you to write an equation that determines the number of hot dogs, X, and the hamburgers, Y. So they already took care of one for you. Zeke and his friends can buy. Now, this is where a lot of students made mistakes, okay? They only want the number of hot dogs and hamburgers, but they bought hot dogs, hamburgers, and sodas. So what we need to do first is take out from the $28.50 the cost of the sodas. Now, they each bought 1 soda, and sodas are 50 cents. And Zeke and 6 of his friends together is 7 people. So what you want to do, and there are some follow-up questions here, but ready? Here is basically how to get the 2 points for writing an equation. Okay, so notice right here we took the $28.50. Subtract out the $3.50. That's 50 cents each for 1 soda times 7 for Zeke and 6 of his friends. So now we're dealing with $25. $25 is what was spent on hot dogs and hamburgers. And if hot dogs are $1.25 each and hamburgers are 2.5, $2.50 each, that right there is 2 points for a correct equation, and no further correct work is shown. So if you even left out the graph and did all this other stuff here, you'd still get 2 points. Now, so far, this is what I've shown you so far in the January 2017, June 2017, and August 2017. That's not I'm even counting the stuff that I showed you from the 2016 exams. You got 2 points from way number 16, which was linear versus exponential, 2 points and 4 points. Then on The other questions I showed you how to get 4 points, 2 points, and 2 points from way number 8. Okay, so altogether, that's about 4 to 6 points on each exam just from two videos. Just from two videos. All right, and remember, that's about an average of 2 to 3 points per video, which is about 11 more videos that we need to watch to get to the magic number of 27 so that you could pass with a 65. Now, here's the beauty of this: 11 more videos to get to the 65, but we still have 28 videos left to get through for 30 ways to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. But I value your time. Okay, so you have two choices right now. Choice number one is you could go into the exam with what I've shown you today in the hopes that you pass, or you can watch the entire 30 Ways to Pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents in its entirety and get a guaranteed 65 plus. Yes, guaranteed. I wrote that in bold letters because I am so confident in the information in these videos that can get you to pass. Okay, now before I tell you more about 30 ways to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents, I have to tell you what it's not. Okay, you're not going to be sitting in some lecture hall or classroom for 7 hours in a day like some crash courses are. You're also not going to be paying a very expensive fee for a course that's not even refundable if you fail. With 30 ways to pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents, you could get through the entire video series in 80 minutes. That's an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, and you also pay a fraction of the cost of a crash course. For $59, right, you get unlimited access to the videos. You can watch them over and over again for 330 days. That means, worst case, if you watch it and you fail the Regents, well, you might take the Regents again. You still have access to the videos, and then you take the Regents again. If you fail again, you still have access. But guess what? You're probably not going to fail, and even if you do fail, as long as you watch the entire video series, you are backed by my 100% money back guarantee. Here, let me explain to you how it works. If after watching 30 Ways to Pass the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents in its entirety, you end up failing the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents, just email me back with your failing grade and your certificate of completion, which you get upon watching the entire video series, and I'll gladly refund 100% of your purchase price. Just make sure to do that within 30 days of the exam date, and you get a refund. Okay, now, so the next thing I need you to do is go click below this video. It says enroll now. And when you do that, you'll be enrolled in the video series. You can start watching it immediately. And most videos are actually followed by quiz questions to test your knowledge of the concept for further practice. Okay, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to email me at algebravideotutor@gmail.com. Okay, and just to show you some emails that I got from parents and students, this woman Jacqueline wrote to me after the June Regents 2017. Hello, Mr. Guy. I just want to let you know that my son Gregory passed his math regent with a 70. Had I not reviewed and purchased your course, who knows? I will definitely let everyone know about your video tutor. Thanks again, and keep up the good work. Okay, I also got an email from Chelsea in July of 2017. I just want to say thank you for helping me pass with your unique way of strategies. I passed with a 73. Okay, and then Chevanique in November of 2017 wrote, Hi, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I just want to say thank you because your videos helped me get an 80 on my Algebra Regents, which is a college readiness score. You might need a college readiness score too. Well, she went from a 58 to an 80. A 58 to an 80, that's like what, 22-point increase. Okay, thank you. Okay, so if all this video series did was get you a 65 on the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents, would it be worth it to you? If all this video series did was allow you to be done with the exam so that you can focus on your other subjects, would it be worth it? And if it let you walk across the stage of your graduation, would it be worth it? If you answered yes to any one of those questions, then click the Enroll Now button below this video and get started, excuse me, today. Now, I'm going to go even further here, and I'm going to I want to tell you about these, how to pass. I'm going to show you how to pass. You could have passed the January 2017 Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. You see here, there were 66 points. 29 out of the 37 questions were covered with the 30 ways. You could have earned 66 points potentially, which would have gotten you an 84. Okay, I'm going to also show you the August 2017 Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. Out of the 37 questions, 24 were covered, 50 points could have been earned. That would have gotten you a 79. Now, I created these how to pass these Regents guides where I show you and I sell them for $10 each. I'm going to throw it in as a bonus for free. This one also $10 for free, but this is for a limited time only. Okay, limited time only. I'm going to throw both of them. That's a $20 value on top of the course you're going to get for free. Now, depending on when you watch this video, it may be available, it may no longer be available, but I do want to throw that in for the early action takers here. Now, I'm going to go even a step further. There's optional video fill-in notes for the 30 ways where you could watch the videos. And here, let me show you an example here. This also for limited time only. Here's an example of one of the ways that I showed you in the video. Is you could pause the video as you're watching it, fill in the blanks, and then there's a practice question where you then have the ability to check your answers to see if you did it right. It's completely optional, but it is sold for $14.97 in addition to the course. It's going to be yours free also if you're depending on when you watch this video, it's only available for a limited time, so it may not be available again depending on when you watch this. All right, now if you have any questions, send me an email, but this is going to be the conclusion of this video, so click the enroll now button. I hope to see you on the other side. Either way though, I wish you the best of luck on the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. Thank you, take care, and have a great day.